Hey everybody. I wanted to let you know about the final exam that is coming up in a few weeks, so nothing to fret about right now, but it is something you want to think about. And it has two choices. So understand it has alternatives, so you don't have to do both that are listed in there. It's alternative. So let's take a look at it. So to get to the final exam, you're going to go to Final Exam Alternatives 1 and 2. And as it states right here, below are two folders that include two options for the final exam. Please choose only one option and read the directions carefully, right? So you could do the final exam alternative 1, which is the one that was originally planned on the syllabus and talked about in the orientation. And this is just a straight ahead kind of version of what you've been doing with the unit exams. The only difference here is it'll be 5 essays that you'll have to respond to from units 1 through 5. And you will have a 4-hour time limit. And this one will constitute 20% of your grade if you choose this one. Right, so nothing's changed there. Right. If you would like, you could also do the final exam 2. Now this has two components to it. It does have an exam part to it and also has a paper part to it, writing a paper part. So the exam consists of just basically you write one essay that's randomly chosen from units 1 through 5. You have a 60-minute time limit. It expires January 10th, and that portion of the final is 10%, right? So not very much. The bulk of what the final will consist of is the paper. So to get to the directions for the paper, just click this link right here, the folder, and then as it instructs, open the folder for directions and to submit your paper. So click the final paper, and here are the directions. You can also get to the directions as it's hyperlinked here, but let's just get it all in one spot. So you're going to choose an historical question by clicking this hyperlink or scrolling down. They're all down right there. And read the 2 essays within each historical question, a yes and no essay, right? So each historical question consists of, well, here they are right here. So let's just look at this real quick. Did the civil rights end racism? Or has the women's rights movement of the 1970s failed to liberate women? Did the progressives fail? Did the New Deal prolong the Great Depression? Was it necessary to drop the atomic bombs during World War II? Will history forgive Nixon? Is the United States a declining power? So those are the choices that you can choose from. So you can go to any of these. Let's just choose this one right here. Civil rights. Did the civil rights movement improve race relations in the United States? And so you'll notice that there is, it gives you a little summary basically of the yes and the no. And so first couple of pages just give you a summary of what the issue is. And then you get into the yes part of the essay, the yes portion essay, the shifting politics of race. And then in a few pages in, you get to the no, right? So it's 2 essays within each historical question that you have to read once you've chosen your historical question. Okay, and so you read your essays, and then you're going to write a 5 to 7 page essay, double-spaced, whole font. You need to identify the historical issue, what is being debated here. So you want to give a history, you want to give a background. This should be anywhere from 3/4 to 1 page long, right? Just a summary of what's going on. It could be anywhere from 1 to 2 paragraphs. And then you want to come in, compare and contrast the historian's narrative and argument. So you want to identify what the historian is arguing, more than just yes to the question. You want to see what the specifics of their argument is. And then how do they support that argument with the narrative that they create within their essay? In other words, you want to identify the dates that they use, the evidence that they're using, examples, etc., right, from either essay. And then you want to formulate your own opinion, your own educated opinion. And so where do you stand? Be sure to use evidence and examples from the essay that you're using. Right? You don't want to just say, I believe this, and then period. I mean, you could say that, but you probably wouldn't get a very good grade if you did that. So you want to back it up. Hey, Rose. And then right here, this is a little worksheet. It's not required in any way, but it might be helpful as you're reading the essays to write down notes as it's listed there. I'll just let you look at that. And then I would, as you're preparing the essay, I would have this close at hand because this is what I'm going to use to assess your paper. All right. And so, did you identify the issue? If you didn't, you get 0 points for that. If you did it okay, or you just did it kind of scantly, you get 1 or 2 points. Do it okay, something you get 3 to 4 points. If it was an outstanding assessment, you've got plenty of evidence, you've really identified the issue, there it is, you get 5 points. Outstanding, right? Historian 1's argument narrative, did you identify the historian's argument? And more importantly, once you've identified the argument, have you identified how the historian supported their argument, right? So that's historian 1, or the yes person. Historian 2, actually I should write that in there. And same with historian 2, the no historian. Your stance, again, you want to come in with a well-defined, educated opinion using both sides, right? You want to, when you're coming in with this, you want to address what the historian you disagree with had to say, and you want to respect that historian's argument. You don't want to just say he's stupid and he's wrong and he should know it. Right? You want to come in and say, here's how this historian builds his argument. This is the evidence that he uses. And even though he makes a valid point, for example, right, I disagree with him for the following reasons. And then you come in with your evidence for this. Spelling and grammar and argumentation do count here, so use spell check. It's kind of a free feature, so use it. And historical errors. Check your dates, right? Real easy way to earn some points, real easy way to lose points. Just make sure you type in the right dates, proofread it, have it proofread. It's always a good idea to have somebody read it over before you submit it. But that's about it. So this would be a good alternative, I think, for those that are finding it frustrating to have to write an exam within a constrained amount of time based on lectures. And so, I could see being frustrated with this whole process, that you know the information, you're taking notes, and you're earning 70s or low 80s on this. So this would be a good exam alternative. And to that end, what I've done is, if you've noticed, let me back up here. This will count as 30% of your grade if you choose this. So understand that that's actually not something to worry about. So if this is, if the unit exams and the prospect of the final exam, as noted, alternative 1, is really a frustration for you, and it's something that, hey, man, I understand this material, it's just I'm not a fast typer, or I don't work under pressure like this. This would be a great opportunity for you, because it could take your 70s and 80s that you're earning and really get your grade up to a solid B, and or perhaps an A at the end of the semester if you turn in a solid essay here. So just something else for you to think about here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will respond as quickly as possible. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in here and let you know what this was all about. So 2 exams, or 2 finals, you choose which one you want to do, right? So final exam 1 is right there, final exam 2 is here. You don't have to do both, you just have to do one. So let me know if you have any questions. Take care.